Hi, my beloved friends from St. Stephen's. It's Lisa again. And yes, believe it or not, I'm still your senior warden. And I'm coming back to bring you a message from your vestry. As often happens with messages from the vestry, there's good news and bad news. So I'm going to start with the good news. The good news is that we are ready to start meeting again in person. And we want to do that as early as this coming Sunday, March 14th. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to follow the same protocols we did before we suspended meeting in person. They'll be at the same times. We'll be meeting at 8:30, 10 o'clock, and 11:30. We'd like you to stick with the service that you previously chose to attend, but if you want to switch, just let us know. We have a few spots at each service that we had reserved for visitors or unexpected guests. And so there is room to move around if you would prefer a different time. Just let us know or just show up and we'll make it work. We'll make sure we can find a way to seat you safely. So the same protocols will be in play. Even if you have had the vaccine, even if you have had both doses, we're still going to ask you to follow all of the protocols that have been approved by the Diocese of Texas. So those include social distancing right from the front door. So please come already with your face covering as you come in the front door. We'll take your temperature. We'll ask you to hand sanitize just as before, and then we'll try to keep you socially distant as much as possible as you come into the sanctuary, and we'll seat only one household unit per pew as before at alternating ends of pews. We won't be singing, but we will have music at the second and third services. Right one will be at the first service, right two at the second and third services. So everything will be just as it was before. We'll come straight in, we'll enjoy our service, including Eucharist together, and then we'll go right straight back out the front door. And we won't be able to congregate in the parish hall or have coffee just quite yet, but hopefully those days are just around the corner. I just want to mention that this coming Sunday is the day that we spring ahead into daylight savings time. So don't forget that no matter what your service time, please take note that you're going to lose an hour of sleep on this Saturday night if you want to join us for in-person worship. Just because we are meeting doesn't mean that everyone should be there. If you have symptoms, please don't come this week. If you have been recklessly out living it up since the new protocol or the new guidelines were announced for Texas, please take that into consideration. And if you feel vulnerable for any reason, please don't feel like just because we're meeting, you should be there. We will record both Rite 1 and Rite 2, and we'll post the services on Sunday afternoon. So you'll get to see the whole service in its entirety without interruption, and it'll be just like you were there. Okay, so since we're meeting for worship, some of you might immediately be asking, does that mean our small group can meet? Can EFM meet? Can Brotherhood meet? Can our Bible study or book club meet at the church? And that's a little bit more of a complicated answer. And so I'm going to come back to that at the end of my message. So, but that does lead me to the bad news. So the last video where I showed you the flooding at the church, I had told you the best information we had at the time, which is that it looked like after the adjuster had come that we were just going to have to dry out and clean the carpets, remove the baseboards, drill some holes into the dry wall to allow them to dry and prevent any mold from developing. But after the first visit from the adjuster, it looked like we might not even have to replace any flooring or do any major drywall work. The company who is doing this recovery for us is called Rainbow International Restoration. And during the process, as their fans and dehumidifiers have been in the church to dry out the drywall, they periodically keep checking to make sure that there's no mold developing. This week, they did find some budding problems with mold. And so they've been working with our insurance adjuster from Church Mutual, our company, to advise about how to mitigate any potential damage from mold. Mold left unchecked just grows exponentially at a rate that can create incredible damage. And so speed is of the essence when trying to mitigate for mold. So I'm going to take you on a little tour of the church now, because the mitigation is a little bit more than we were all expecting at my last report. So hopefully you can see these pictures. So as you come in the front door of the church, this is the parlor on the left, and you can see that what we've had to do is remove the drywall for about 2 feet up on the walls. And this has happened almost out throughout the complete church. We've covered up our furniture in this room, but you can see all the way around the parlor, we had to remove drywall. This is the foyer right now, where the furniture is moved away from the wall, but we had to remove drywall on the front and in some other sections at the back of the sanctuary. This is the office, and you can see they had to completely remove drywall on both sides as there was mold developing behind the desk. And then as we move into the treasurer's office, behind, we've covered the office desk and et cetera there, and we had to remove the drywall along the floor there. This is the little seating area to the right as you come into the office. And this is the rector's office where we also had to remove drywall. This then is a sanctuary, and I'm sorry, I should have taken some pictures of showing the sanctuary was not damaged, because the main part of the sanctuary, the pews, the carpeting, the altar, the platform, all of that looks perfectly fine. But along the length of the sanctuary on both sides, the drywall has been removed. This is the robing room, and we had to remove just that section of drywall. And then this is what we had thought was going to be the extent of damage. This is just the hallway that shows the moldings removed where the drywall was drying out. I don't think we're going to have to remove anything there. This is the nursery, same story. This is the little office before you get to the parish hall on the right. The reason these walls, the drywall had to be completely removed is because they back up to the kitchen where the primary leak was, and I'll show you that in a slide or two. This is the classroom across. This is the little closet as you walk into the parish hall before you get to the kitchen door. Obviously our serving window. And then this is the kitchen area that backs up to that wall in the deacon's office, or in Joan's office now. You can see the ceiling is where the pipe was broken and where the drywall is impacted there, but that just created moisture all down this wall and impacted this drywall. Now, when y'all built this church, you didn't use those prefab cabinets that you can just slide into place and slide out of place, but they were all built in to the walls. And so they had to be destroyed in order to be removed. So we will have to rebuild this section of the kitchen. Now, you might think that from that point on, we won't have to do any mitigation. However, there is definitely mold behind those cabinets, and it just has not yet been addressed yet. But we do expect that that whole wall of the kitchen will likely have to be removed as well. This is the closet in the kitchen, and now we're in the parish hall. The good news in the parish hall is that the new flooring is held up beautifully, no damage, no warping or buckling. It looks beautiful, but the drywall about halfway down the parish hall has been impacted on both sides. This last slide just shows a picture of how everything that's been moved out has been moved into the parish hall. And so that's what it looks like today if you were to happen into the church today. So it perhaps looks worse than it actually is. It's impacted every single room, but it's good in that it's just the lower portion of the drywall that's been impacted. Now, as you know, this is a region-wide event, and so it's going to take us a while to get contractors to come in and bid on the restoration of this space. It may take months before the entire building is done. We just won't know. Doug has a committee of former junior wardens, people who know our building intimately and care about it deeply, and they'll work together to find the right contractors for the right price who can come in and restore our space to its previous beautiful condition, so that we can use it completely. So this is why it was hard to answer the question about can our small group start meeting? The only room in the church that will allow us to follow the protocols that the diocese has required is the parish hall of any size group. And so until we can bring some order to the situation, get things back into their regular rooms and out of the middle of that space, it's just not really practical right now to meet in the building. So what I would like to suggest is that if your small group is small enough that it would like to meet in someone's home or yard, or some other space, and you can come up with a plan to follow protocols similar to what we do at church, then I'd like for you to submit that proposal to the vestry, and we will quickly discuss it and determine if we think that it's a good plan. And then we'll approve you to meet as a sanctioned group in an off-campus location. So I don't expect you to take temperatures and things like that, but we definitely would want people to hand sanitize upon arrival, wear face coverings, and be able to social distance. And we would also expect to follow the diocesan protocols of not providing like potluck meals or buffet service or shared drink areas. But if you are providing food, people could bring their own, or do boxed individual catered lunches like we have done at some events. So those are my thoughts about that. We wouldn't have to wait for the next month's vestry meeting. If you would like to start meeting as a small group, make your proposal and we'll put it out to the vestry electronically and do a vote, and hopefully get you all back meeting in person as soon as we possibly can. So I know it's a little distressing to see the church like this. Honestly, today, when I arrived there, I was quite caught off guard by the difference between the first report we had and the current state of affairs. But I'm very grateful to Doug and to Chris Supan and Doug Thomas and Bill Thomas and Helen Farah and I can't remember if I named them all, but there's several people working with Doug to make sure that we steward this facility well, and that we get it restored as quickly as possible, given the shortage of resources available in the community and in the construction field right now. So I'm excited that we can start meeting again, and I'm just sorry to report to you that the whole building is going to be a little while before it's back to normal. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please contact Olson, or anybody on vestry can give you my direct contact information if you don't have it. And we just look forward to moving forward into this new year, looking for our new rector, restoring our building to its former glory, and being together. So hopefully I'll get to see you on Sunday, and if not, again soon. We love you all. We pray for you regularly, and we just look forward to being together again. Have a great day.